वेलकम फ्रेंड्स। क्या आपने कभी सोचा है कि एक ही देश में कुछ लोग हाईटेक कंपनियों से करोड़ों कमा रहे हैं, जबकि कुछ लोग आज भी पारंपरिक खेती से मुश्किल से गुजारा कर रहे हैं। आखिर एक ही अर्थव्यवस्था में ये अलग अलग दुनिया मौजूद क्यों मौजूद है? यही रहस्य छिपा है डुअलिज्म के सिद्धांत में, जिसे हम आज पढ़ेंगे। एक देश दो अर्थव्यवस्थाएं, एक तरफ आधुनिक उद्योग और चमकते शहर, दूसरी तरफ गरीबी और पारंपरिक खेती। विकासशील देशों की इस बड़ी पहेली को आइए आज समझते हैं। In economics and sociology both, dualism refers to the coexistence of two distinct, separate, and often unequal sectors within a single economy or society. Rather than meaning over time, these two sectors operate under entirely different structural rules, creating a persistent developmental gap. So the concept can apply to various fields in philosophy, in religion also, but in the context of development economics and social structures, dualism is typically broken into four main types. So there are four main types of dualism or four dimensions of dualism. First is social dualism. It is popularized by economist J.H. Bouquet. Dualism occurs when an imported advanced socio-economic system imports persists itself into a traditional agrarian society. What does it mean? The traditional sector, modern sector, and there is core conflict between them. So the traditional sector dominated by social norms, community obligations, and subsistence farming. Economic gain is often secondary to the social cohesion. The modern sector, driven by market forces, profit maximization, and individual efficiency. The core conflict is there that traditional societies often display backward bending supply curve of labor, meaning if wages rise, people might work less because they only want to earn enough to meet fixed traditional needs, baffling modern market planners. Second is technological dualism. It is associated with Benjamin Higgins. This highlights the contrast in production method within the same economy. Its attributes are capital-labor ratio. In modern sector, it is capital intensive, high use of machinery. In traditional sector, it is labor intensive, heavy reliance on manual power or manual labor. Second is technical coefficients. It is also a second attribute, which is technical coefficients are fixed. In modern sector, it requires a specific ratio of capital to labor. For example, one tractor per worker. In traditional sector, it is variable, not fixed. Flexible ratios, more labor can always be added to the same amount of land. Third attribute is employment impact. High output growth in modern sector, but slow employment generation. In traditional sector, it becomes a sponge for surplus population, leading to disguised unemployment. It means people think themselves employed, but they are not employed in the real sense. Disguised employment means working more people than required in a particular work. Now comes financial dualism is the third. It is originally analyzed by Lamin. This describes the fragmentation of a country's capital market. First is the organized market, which consists of formal commercial banks, financial institutions. It features low regulated interest rate and serves large corporate borrowers or the modern sector. Second is the unorganized market, comprises indigenous money lenders, rural pawnbrokers, and informal networks. It features highly elevated interest rates and serves small farmers and rural artisans who lack formal collateral for taking loan from the bank. Fourth is regional dualism. This is the spatial manifestation, spatial related to space of phenomena. It represents the widening economic gap between highly developed urbanized core region often industrial hubs or port cities, and a stagnant, underdeveloped rural periphery. Capital and talent tend to be sucked into the core, living and periphery trapped into a cycle of underdevelopment. So, key characteristics of dual economy given by Hans Singer on four defining features that makes a distinct structural challenge. First is coexistence, different conditions, for example, supercomputers and wooden plows, exist simultaneously in the same space. Chronic inequality. The differences are not temporary or transitional, they are permanent structural realities. Third is widening gap. The superior sector tends to grow faster and accumulate wealth more rapidly than the inferior sector can catch up. Next is lack of spillovers. The modern sector fails to pull up the trickle down significant benefits to the traditional sector. So, what does it mean? The benefits of modern sector is not trickling down to the traditional sector because it interacts more with global markets than its domestic hinterland. So domestic people are not getting benefit of it. So its policy implications are to combat dualism. Development strategies often focus on bridging the gap rather than allowing the modern sector to operate in vacuum. So what should be done? Promoting intermediate technology, introducing tools that are more productive than traditional method but less capital heavy than Western machinery, maximizing employment. Second is financial inclusion, expanding formal banking network into rural areas to break the monopoly of informal money lenders. Third is balanced regional investment, deliberately directing infrastructure spending and tax incentives towards the periphery of decentralized growth. So if you like the content, please आप इस वीडियो को लाइक करें, अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर करें और ऐसे ही इकोनॉमिक्स के कठिन सिद्धांतों को सरल भाषा में सीखने के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें। बेल आइकन जरूर दबाएं ताकि डेवलपमेंट इकोनॉमिक्स की अगली वीडियो सबसे पहले आप तक पहुंचे। थैंक यू।